Hello there, you guys. How are you? As per usual, I realized that it's been a while since I've been on here, and that is mostly because I moved. So I am in a brand new location, which is my house. If you guys have been watching for a while, I've mentioned probably a couple times that I decided to live with my parents for the first year of starting my independent business. And I rented out, so I bought this home about 2.5 years ago in Austin, and I had been renting it out, and I guess August 31st, I moved into it. So I've spent the last 3 weeks kinda trying to make this house a home. And I guess first things first, I can give you a very quick home tour before I start this very exciting day of being a freelancer. So what am I doing today? Well, I've got two main different sort of work streams going right now, and to be honest, I have been finding it pretty hard to balance them. So one of them is my freelance illustration stuff. For that, I'm working on a really fun new project for a woman called Emily, who I've known for a really long time on social media, and she is wanting me to do some branding for her new shop called Nora and the Whale. So I'm on the concept phase of that, and I need to send her concepts by end of day. So we will be working on that, and I'll take you through my creative process a little bit. Right on. So I just finished doing just the super rough concept sketches for my client, and so the way that a lot of people do concepts is they'll say, the price includes 3 concepts and you can choose the best one. Well, I don't do it that way unless I'm working on a more formal project with a bigger client who just really wants that or is used to it in the process. The reason being is that it takes more time, and sometimes it's a stretch to get 3 ideas out there. So obviously it's kind of dependent on what the client wants, but I do find that if you're working with a person and you feel like you have a good idea about what they want and vibe and you're already kind of inspired, you can always cut the 3 concepts out of there. So in this case, what I told Emily was I would give her whatever I thought was best, and it might be 2, it might be 1, it might be 3, just kind of whatever came out, and I just put a time limit on how much time I would spend on the concept. Yesterday, I did take some time to just familiarize myself, like look at some inspirational images on Pinterest as per usual, and get some kind of like crappy sketches out there. Funnily enough, I haven't actually illustrated kids in a while, and I always find that I forget how to. So I drew some really horrifying children yesterday, and kind of got the cobwebs, dusted off the cobwebs. You know what I'm trying to say. And then I slept on it, and I woke up this morning and I felt super inspired. So at 7 a.m. right after my coffee, I did a couple sketches, and then I just kind of cleaned everything up. And then the other thing that I've been working on, and this is where I've been having a lot of trouble finding sort of balance, is I'm doing brand strategy work on an ongoing basis for an agency based in Toledo. So this has been tricky. I thought it would be a little bit easier to balance because I don't work full-time by any means, but I found it really hard to sort of switch my brain from full-on creative and illustration and independent business owner mode to being part of a team and doing brand and marketing strategy. For example, today at noon, I have an onboarding call for a client, and I will have to take at least an hour to just kind of mentally prep for that and go over sort of the paperwork and documents and just get in the zone. And then it'll probably take me another hour to get out of the zone. So this is something that I've been struggling with, and if you guys have the same sort of struggles or any kind of tips and tricks, feel free to share. I will continue to talk about this as I sort of figure out my whole balancing act. And of course, right after I recorded that, my client texted me and asked if we could move the meeting. This kind of illustrates my whole point, in that even if you're not working that many hours, just shifting focus can kind of throw off your productivity, I suppose. But I decided to switch gears anyway, and I need to send my partner, Sarah, a couple of assets. She also owns an agency. It's a boutique agency in New York, and we've put together something we're calling illustration sets. And essentially, it's just a way for brands and businesses and organizations to incorporate illustration into their brand in a meaningful way. So in a way that's not just sort of a one-off piece, but really a key integral branding element. And so the offering is live, which is super exciting as of this week. And we have it a whole little page on the website and processes and some example branding with illustration that we put together. So I will keep you posted on how these sets go down. And that is a wrap on my day. This was a super typical day for me these days. As I said, the theme is balance, and we're just kind of working on achieving this balance. And so part of that is just getting regular illustration for myself. So some of the more creative personal projects back in the mix, and also social media. because that's something that is kind of the first thing for me to get backburned. If I have too much going on in life, I just don't feel like talking about it. So I am hopefully going to get back on like the weekly vlogging thing. We'll see what happens. I don't want to say I'm gonna do it and then not do it, but I hope that you guys are doing well, and I hopefully will talk to you again soon. TTFN.